2015 was quite a year for movies, but according to Erik Davis, the next 12 months could be just as big. Erik's the managing editor of the movie website Fandango, and he's here to preview what's on tap from Hollywood in 2016. Erik, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's get right to this because it's a long list and there's a lot of interesting stuff. Starting, the first comes out on February 5th. It's a Coen Brothers comedy, Hail Caesar. I've seen trailers for this in the theater already. It's George Clooney, who's kind of the Coen Brothers go-to guy.
Yes, it looks great. This is a comic caper. It takes place in old Hollywood. George Clooney plays a big Hollywood star who's kidnapped by a mysterious group who call themselves The Future. And Josh Brolin is a Hollywood fixer who's brought in to sort of find him. Big ensemble here. Josh Brolin is in it, Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, Tilda Swinton. You know, the Coen Brothers are so brilliant at creating these darkly hilarious movies that weave around an odd crime like The Big Lebowski or Fargo or Burn After Reading. This looks like it's going to fit in right alongside those.
Shortly after that release, February 12th, Zoolander #2. Why did this one take so long? I mean, I thought there wouldn't be a...
Yeah, I mean, this just speaks to a trend where they're resurrecting these cult favorites like Anchorman or Dumb and Dumber. You know, the trailer for this movie, which is fascinating, scored like 52 million views in its first week, which was a record for comedy trailers. And so people are hungry to see more Zoolander. And Ben Stiller's back and Owen Wilson's back, and this time they're trying to foil a plot against the world's most beautiful people, including Justin Bieber. I am not one of those people for some reason.
All right, also in February, this one's called The Witch. Some are calling it the scariest movie of the year. You've seen this.
I have. This is super creepy. Yeah, very atmospheric. Takes place in 1630s New England. It's about a Puritan family who are banished to the woods where they resettle, and they are tormented psychologically, physically by a witch. Feels like a Grimm Brothers fairy tale that comes to life. The big selling point here is just how authentic they are to the period, from the dialect to the costumes. If you are a fan of the horror genre, this is one you cannot miss.
Let's talk about Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. This one, it comes out in March. So you have Ben Affleck taking over for Christian Bale, right?
You do. And this is the year's most important superhero film, in my opinion, just because it's supposed to launch this new DC cinematic universe of films where Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, all these movies. And yeah, you have Ben Affleck now as Batman. I revert to being a 10-year-old. I just want to see Batman fight Superman. That's just what I want to see in this movie. Jesse Eisenberg plays Lex Luthor. And this is one of 8 comic book movies coming out, 7 of which are split between Marvel and DC, so get ready.
All right, so another one in May, Marvel this time, Captain America Civil War. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man versus Chris Evans, Captain America.
Yeah, they're all fighting each other. This is based on a popular comic storyline from the comics where the government is looking to regulate these superheroes now. They can't just do whatever they want. And so, you know, they find themselves on opposite sides. I was on the set of this film in Atlanta, and there's a lot, it's kind of like the Avengers 2.5. A lot of heroes are returning, and there's some really massive fights. I love the directors in this, Joe and Anthony Russo, who did the last Captain America movie. They're introducing Black Panther in this. Really looks fantastic.
I feel like I'm getting a little lost in all these comic book films, though. I mean, there really have been a lot. It's hard to keep up with. So let's move on to one that's not, which is Finding Dory. And this is the follow-up to Finding Nemo with Ellen as the main character.
Finding Nemo, I think, is underrated. I think it's like amongst the most popular Pixar movies. The kids love this one. Dory has like 25 million likes on Facebook, has the most likes than any Disney or Pixar character. And this time Dory is looking for her family. And if you watch the trailer, you could just see how far the effects have come. It looks gorgeous.
June will see the sequel to the alien invasion blockbuster Independence Day.
Yes, the aliens are back. Will Smith is not. He did not come back from this. They got Jeff Goldblum, though. Bill Pullman is back. And yeah, the aliens are coming back to fight us. You know, 1996, when this first came out, sort of helped launch a new trend of disaster movies, of alien invasion movies. And here we are all these years later. And can they reinvent the alien invasion movie? Liam Hemsworth sort of replaces Will Smith as like the big up-and-coming star in this film. And so I'm curious. I want to see the humor. You know, the first film, Will Smith punches an alien, says, "Welcome to Earth." I want to see more of that. In the future trailers.
I want to squeeze one more, and we don't have that much time, but Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This one comes out December 16th, but it is not a sequel to Star Wars, The Force Awakens,
No, it is not. It's a spin-off. Takes place right before the first Star Wars movie. Is about a group tasked with stealing the plans to the Death Star, which Luke Skywalker originally uses to blow up the Death Star in the first Star Wars movie. Look for Darth Vader to return in this, maybe even Boba Fett. So yeah, and then 5 months later, we're getting the sequel to The Force Awakens. A lot more Star Wars coming our way. The Force is going to stay strong with this one for a good while.
All right, Erik Davis, thanks so much.